Now the next thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to decide what kind of oil you're going to use. If you got a real new car and it's low miles, then you're probably going to want to go with full synthetic, because it'll help with the engine just running around, running good, staying in good shape. Now, with a vehicle like mine, it's kind of high mileage, it's an older engine. It's not bad enough that I'm going to run just crude through it, which is unrefined, non-refinable oil. And this here is a nice mix between synthetic and crude, as it'll help with mile longevity and keeping the engine nice and healthy. But it's not new enough that it's going to cause any troubles or anything like that. It's also nice just to have your good old half and half in general, because then you can switch either or putting it in if you have to. Next thing, you'll have to make sure you get the right engine weight, well, oil weight for your engine. So here at 5W30, that is what it says on the truck here somewhere. And so that is what we'll be using. Alright, so next thing we need to do is get under here, get this oil filter off. Now we already have the oil pan down because we were fiddling with it before we started this, but it wasn't coming off real easy, so we ended up putting a screwdriver through it and turning it. Now, she should be able to turn right on off, and she'll keep on leaking into the pan. There she goes, letting her all drain out. So then, after this, we can move back to the plug. You gotta let your oil filter sit in the drain too while you're at it. Then you can let all your oil down and she'll be nice and empty by the time you move back to the pan. So now you're gonna have to move clear back on the truck. Right here is where the transmission should be, so it's pretty good that it's out at the moment because it makes it a lot easier to reach this here bolt. And you're going to need a 15mm socket if you're doing it on a S10 or a similar Chevy to this. It'll probably be about the same size, same plug. While you're under here, go ahead and take it. Just break her loose real quick. Make sure you got your oil pan pulled back. Then you can start getting this plug here off, which might take just a wee bit of time. Could have used a jack to make this just a little bit easier, but oh, we don't need them fancy things. Not around here. Got just enough room to get in here and start pulling this here plug. Now, most people say that you need to be faster than the oil spray. It really doesn't matter. Might as well coat your hands. Wash them while you're at it.
You gotta wash them because of that COVID-19.
Gotta stop the spread, pull her out, and let her drain. And then she'll have to drain for quite a while. So in that time, we'll go ahead and we'll grab the oil filter, and I'll show you how to prime it here after a bit. Make sure not to lose this plug, because it's a pretty necessary piece. Letting that drain, you're going to want to pull your oil cap here off so it can drain a little faster while she's going at it. You might as well pull your dipstick out a little bit to give it a little more air down there. Now, you're going to have to prime your new filter for it and go to put it on. So you're going to want to take a little bit of that new oil, dip your finger in her, get it nice and soaked, and go around this ring. You want to do inside, outside. Get her nice and good on there so that you got plenty of oil for when you go to start her up. Just like that. Nice and primed there on the filter. Now, just gotta wait for it to finish up draining. We'll be a-okay. Alright, so the next thing you're gonna need to do is tighten the plug in the back. I already think I got that tightened, so we'll just go with it. Then you're gonna need to get this new filter on here. Now, even if she's got the wrench bolts on the end, you shouldn't tighten it with a wrench. It should only be hand tight, because otherwise it's going to be a pain when you go to take it back off and change it again. Get her nice and hand tight. She's not moving loose, but she's tight enough that she won't move. So, got the old filter here. Got the stab holes through it. This is the one that came off her. Let's see. SuperTech brand, and it's not a very good filter. So you should probably go with a good old K&N filter, whatever's recommended for your vehicle. Just depends there. It varies on a whole different scale, just depending on how much oil is in your vehicle, what brand it is, and such like that. So you're going to want to go from there, get that on, and then you'll have to head back up top and start adding in your oil, and you're just about done. Alright, so just about your last step here. You're going to want to make sure your dipstick here is all the way back in. And then you're going to need to open up your new jug of oil. Normally they'll have a seal right here. Take just about anything, break that right there. Then you're going to want to set the funnel in so that all the oil can drain down into it. Make sure it's sturdy, not going to move on you too much. And then just kind of slowly dump her in. Might want to hold it so it drains better.
I'm gonna pull the dipstick out some.
Yeah, might want to leave your dipstick out a little bit. When everybody's here, try and avoid spilling it on your engine. That normally doesn't go too fantabulous. Leaves a little smell if you let her cook on there. And with that, if you have it jacked up, you gotta lower her down. Make sure everything's on tight, it's holding oil. Make sure you got enough oil of what you need. And that's about it, I gotta say. So, thank you for sitting here and watching how to change the oil in a old S10.